Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're listening to. Can you kindly unmute to show that you can hear me?
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you. Hi, good
Good
evening. We
evening.
can hear you.
Good evening, we can hear you.
Good evening. We can hear you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. I'm really elated to have you all here this evening.
Hello, be
Let's let's mute our mic, please, so that there won't be interference. Yes, thank you very much. So I'm very well happy to welcome you to this cohort. It's going to be a really great ride for we ladies for the next 3 months. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you congratulations, a big congratulations to you. Because if you're here live and if you're here on this call right now, that means you've been offered a space to our training. So congratulations to you once more, ladies. And I can't really wait for you to start off this journey. And I promise you it's going to be a very jolly ride. And a cool start for you to get introduced into the tech world. Congratulations once again. I am Peace or Evelyn, as the case may be, and I'll be your host all through this 3 months journey. You're welcome on board. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Ma.
All right, so since this is our first meeting together, you might want to introduce yourself in the chat box. State your name and the track you're going to be learning, and also where you're from, and let's start connecting right away. Something about the tech industry is all about connection. You have to make connections with people, you have to meet people, and this is a very great start for you. So go into the chat box and drop your names and where you're. Okay, I can see responses already. I can see at the BCPs, Esther, you all are welcome. It's a really great joy to have you all here. And as you know, the training is centered around ladies. It is for ladies majorly, and it is for us to gain grounds in the tech industry against all odds. We know how predominant the tech industry is with male, and we are trying to break that bias. And we just celebrated our International Women's Day with the theme embracing equity. And in a bid to embrace equity, we are here to create that platform for the female gender, to learn more about tech. Without much delay, I would want to talk about what the organization that is bringing this training to you is all about and what they stand for. All right, so I would have one of my hosts talk about what Tech It Girls is all about. Tech It Girls is the organization that is bringing this training for free to you. So I would want to invite one of the hosts to talk about Tech It Girls. Yesterday, you can have the mic.
Right. Good day, everyone, wherever we might be joining from. My name is Yetunde Akinwale. Can you all hear me? Please, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
clearly.
I can.
All right, good. So my name is Yetunde. I'm one of the co-founder for Tech It Girls. So what I'll be doing majorly is to tell us what Tech It Girls is all about, our core values, and some of the things we need to know about Tech It Girls. So going into it, we should all know that Tech It Girls is a non-profit organization. So whatever we are doing in this organization is free. The training, the mentorship, and the internship is free. So we are not collecting any money as regards Tech It Girls. So, and one of our mission is to educate and encourage women and girls to pursue their professional career in technology. What do I mean by this? Tech It Girls is not all about training females on how to code alone. We are training ladies on how to involve technology into whatever they are doing. For example, there might be a time whereby you sell stuff online, you sell things online, and in one way or the other, technology has gone so wide to the extent that everything we do these days actually involves the knowledge of technology. So Tech It Girls is actually the right platform for you because one of the things, apart from the training is part of some of the things we'll be doing at Tech It Girls. From January to this period, we've organized like 2 conferences for ladies on how to, go into tech. So you want to stick around and also be aware that Tech It Girls is not all about training. It's also about orientation. It's also about giving you the idea, giving you the knowledge, giving you the whereabouts on how to involve technology into wherever you're doing. So, like I'm saying, right, Tech It Girls means to incorporate technology into anything you are doing. And Tech It Girls does not involve coding alone. It involves coding and not coding part of technology, and also is an awareness for everybody, especially females, to get involved into tech. And one of the aspects is the part in which we are now, which is the training, the mentorship, and the training part, where we all as the ladies, we all come together to learn on this platform. We all come together to learn from experts. So and like we know, this training is not just about coding alone. We have the non-coding part and also the coding part of the training. So stick around to all right. There is a sound from Adetoki. Can you mute your mic? Adetoki. Oh, thank you. All right. So what is our mission? Our mission is to train, mentor, empower women to learn and acquire technological skills for their career goals and development. Yes, like I said, and I keep talking about this, is the fact that we want everybody to get, involve tech into whatever they are doing as a female. So we don't want you to be in that position whereby you don't want to get tech involved into what you're doing. But in Tech It Girls, we will encourage ladies, we encourage females, we encourage girls to, get tech into whatever they might be involved into. During this program, you will learn a lot. And after the training too, there are other series of things you'll be learning from Tech It Girls. So you want to also, inform other ladies, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our social media pages to also get carried along into whatever we might be doing part-time. And what is our vision? Our vision is to develop an ecosystem of women who are tech educated and also empowered to find a safe space in technological world for their career growth. So we are creating a community whereby, a safe community for females whereby, you are stuck in that particular aspect, you want to involve tech into what you're doing, and you don't know where to run to. We are creating an ecosystem whereby you can always come into, whereby you will always say that, oh, I need help in this area. I can always, rest assured that, oh, there is someone that will be ready to help me in Tech It Girls community. So we are creating a safe community for female to come around, to ask for help, to get, job opportunities, to get trained, to get mentors, to get internship opportunity, to get their purpose, to get anything they want to do as regards to technology. And what is our core values? We have 5 core values, and it's one of the things every trainer or everybody, every participant will need to put this in mind, because this is our core value. We don't go less, we stick with this, and it's very important to us. Togetherness. You don't want to be in this community and just be like, oh, myself and myself alone. No, we are not creating that kind of community whereby you just want to be the winner always. No, we are creating a community whereby everybody is a winner. When you see your mates are not doing very well in that particular aspect and they reach out, you'll be able to help. Togetherness, honesty. We want you to be honest in whatever thing you get involved with. Your trainer asks you to do a particular thing, and you keep giving you are not honest about the reason why you get delayed in that particular in achieving it. So we don't want that kind of people, and we don't want you to actually be in this community and not be honest. So our core values is honesty, respect. We respect each other in this community, progress, and leadership. One of the things we'll be doing as regards to this trend is the fact that some people will have in each of your courts, in each of your classes, or in each of your groups, there might be people that will be like an overseer of that group. You are taking that leadership position, and also you will be respecting each and every one of everybody, including your leaders too. And what is our motto? Tech It Girls, you can do it, make it happen. You want to note this because this is our motto. We can actually ask you to, before the end of this, before the end of this section, everybody will have to chorus that. Tech It Girls, when I say Tech It Girls, you can do it, make it happen. And like I said, there is a lot involved with Tech It Girls. We have training, boot camps, seminars, conferences, and a lot more. And a lot more. So yes, this is the point where I will hand over to the host. Peace, over to you. But in case you have any question along the line, something you can drop in the comment section, and we'll continue from there. Thank you so much, Peace. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Yetunde, for that insightful brief about Tech It Girls. And we are very happy to be on here. So, as Yetunde has rightfully stated, in Tech It Girls, we are all about togetherness. Relax yourself and be willing to learn and interact, relate with your, co-trainees, relate with your trainers, so that you'll be able to get as much as possible from them. Connect with people across board. And like I stated earlier, in the tech industry, for you to grow, you have to, make connections with people. Thank you once again, Yetunde. So I would like you to also introduce the courses that are available, because I know that while filling the form, there were some options given, and we might still want to know what courses are available on ground. Thank you very much, Yetunde.
All right, thank you, Peace. So we have 5 courses available, and we have the coding courses and the non-coding courses.
We can't hear you.
Not audible.
Yetunde, I think we lost you for a while.
The development. So all these are available for.
Yetunde.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes, we We missed you out for some minutes, for some seconds. So you might want to reiterate on what you've said earlier.
Sorry about that. So, like I said, we have 6 courses available for everyone during this particular course. We have UI UX, we have data science, we have data analyst, we have front end, we have project management, and we also have mobile development. So, and I'm very sure that everybody here has selected one because everybody is allowed to just pick a particular course. So everybody has have been able to pick one course to to learn for the period of 3 months. And yes, so those are the 6 courses available during this particular section. Thank you. Please, over to you.
All right. So don't be afraid, don't be scared. We are going to bring up people that will talk about each of these courses so that you better have a grasp of what each of it is all about. So because I know that some might not really know the details or what a particular thing is all about. So we'll have people come up that would talk about each and every one of those courses that we have that are available. And I know that by the end of this training, there are still some people that after you heard these experts talk about these courses available, you might have a change of mind. You might have a better understanding of what a particular course is about, and you might want to change your mind and switch through courses. So we have our Slack channel, which in the email that was sent to you for the acceptance, a link for the Slack channel was sent. So you might just join the Slack channel and, we start our communication from there, right? So right about now, I would want to bring in somebody that would talk about a tech journey, how she started and how far she has gone in the industry. We need motivation. I know it is not easy to, have a change of career or probably picking something new. To pick something new is really, really difficult. And to stay put to it also might be a little bit challenging. So would have somebody talk about how she started, how she coped, and how it has been for her in her journey. So I would love to confirm if we have Grace Akepelu on the call. Yes, we are waiting for one of our guest speakers to come and talk about a journey through tech. So I just want to confirm if she's on the call so that she can take the mic and tell us about how it has been for her since she started.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, while we wait for her, in order not to waste our time, who can tell me what Techie Gift slogan is all about? Yesterday mentioned it while she was talking to us. I would like to know who remembers.
Okay, that's the motto, right?
Not exactly, she mentioned our slogan, and she said, when she says "Take it, girls," you say something.
You can do it. Make it happen.
Exactly.
You can
Thank
do
you.
it. Make it happen.
Yes. So when I say "Take it, girls," you say what?
You can do
You can
it.
do it.
Can do it. Make
can
it
do it, make it
happen.
happen.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. That's the energy I want. You can do it, and you can make whatsoever you put your mind to, whatsoever you decide to do, you can make it happen. So right about now, I would want to bring in some of our co-hosts while we wait for our guests. I want to bring in some of our trainers rather to come and tell us about their courses. So they'll just give us a brief of what the course is about so that you get enlightened about it and you will know what to look forward to. Right. So I would go first with Comfort Abisola. She will be one of your trainers in UI UX design. So if you're interested in UI UX or you don't even know what UI UX is all about, this is a time to really pay rapt attention and get to know what UI UX is all about. So Comfort, that's Taya Bisola.
Hello, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, Comfort. We are delighted to have you here.
I'm glad to be here too. Okay. I'm Tayo Comfort and I'm a UI UX designer. And on this call, I'll be shedding light on what UI UX actually entails. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. The good news is UI UX doesn't require you to have any programming knowledge. You don't need to code, you don't need to learn JavaScript, you don't need to learn any programming language. And for those asking questions, do I need to have a tech background before I venture into UI UX? Actually, you don't need to. UI UX is something that is straightforward, that you can easily venture into. Okay, I will start by saying that UI UX is a very crucial aspect of designing a digital product and services that focuses on creating simple, easy, enjoyable, and positive experience for users. Like UI UX actually makes it easy for users to navigate through any website design, app design, mobile app designs, and all. It helps them to easily navigate through it. I mentioned UI UX. UI UX is actually two different things. UI is a one aspect of product design, and UX is also another aspect of product design. What do I mean by UX? UX means user experience. And what do they do? Why do we need user experience? What is their major work for being a UX designer? UX designer. UX designer are the people that UX designer are the people that actually make researches. Like before, maybe your client brings you an idea that they want to turn into a viable product. Like they give you the idea. UX people analyze the idea, get the problem they are trying to solve. So this particular group of people make researches, they conduct researches, they analyze users' needs, they know users' expectations, like they research what users is actually expecting from this product they are trying to design, they are trying to make to go public. So these are the work of the UX, like the user experience. They also gather users' needs, the goals, and they also help to analyze feedback from users. Research is actually the first aspect, UX designers actually do, because when a product idea is being shared with them, they need to know the kind of users that will be making use of this product. This is their work, and this is where their research starts. This is where research comes in. Am I still audible, please?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where they actually come in by conducting research, getting to know the expectations of the users concerning that product idea. And one interesting thing about these UX designer is that they are problem solvers. They are skilled problem solvers. Imagine a customer bringing a product ideas, as the customer is explaining what they are trying to achieve from that product. This UX actually gets the problem idea, try to analyze it, solve it by conducting different researches and from the users. They also are creative thinkers, like they think speedily. And I asked a question earlier that how does a UX works? Like, how does the UX designer, how do they work? They make researches, like I said earlier. They also conduct usability testing and user personnel. These are the major works of the UX: making research, making usability testing, user personnel. When I say user personnel is actually based on the research they've made from the users. So from these researches, this information they've gotten from users, they will conduct user personnel. When I say user personnel means these are what represents users' goals, users' expectations, their pain points. Pain points means when a user is actually making use of the product, when you're informing a user about a product idea, you're asking some questions like, why do you need this product? How will this product be of use for you? And what are you actually expecting? User experience designers. They ask like the how question, the what question, and the why question to help them build their research and pass it on to UI designers. These are the major work of the UX designers. So moving on to UI. UI means user interface. Am I still audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Do we get the idea of what UX designer means?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
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 Okay. So moving on to UI. UI means user interface. This is where the practical aspect of UI means. And before I move on to UI, the major software that UX designer makes use of is Miro. It is spelled MIRO. And when we dive into UI UX proper, we'll know how the Miro works. This is majorly for creating user personnel. So it is from this software that they create user personnel, the cards, the pain points of users, and all. It's actually an interesting software to use for UX designers, which you actually be comfortable with when we dive into it. Moving to UI, like I said earlier, it is called user interface, and this is the practical aspect of product design, where you make use of images and all that. UX is the interactive aspect of product design. This is where you interact with your buttons, you build buttons, menus, forms, using shapes to create designs, and using images, and also the visual design, which involves using of icons, images, typography, and color schemes, where you have to make use of colors, alignment, and every other aspect of the visual aspect, which we'll be looking into when we dive into UI proper. And the major software for UI that I'll be making use of during the course of this program is Figma. And Figma is a UI tool used in building designs, like building design, and is a very easy tool to make use of. Like a lot of UI people actually use this Figma because it's a drag and drop software. It's something that you can just drag your buttons, drag your shapes, drag the anything that you want to make use of. It has a lot of components. This is where you just drag and drop. It's like a drag and drop field. I want to ask a question. Has anybody used a drag and drop software? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. For me, it's only when I'm playing games. I just press down an object and just drop it to fill into another object. That's the only
Okay,
thing.
so how easy is it for you?
Well,
Is it
it's
quite
easy.
easy?
It's fun. Yes.
Okay, so that is the kind of software we'll be making use of for the UI designers. So it's something easy and very simple to understand. Just drag and drop and then make use of your colors. And for the UI UX designer that sign up for UI UX designer, I know, are you very familiar with mixing of colors, especially the ladies? Hello? Are we still together? Okay. So during the course of UI, what did you say? Yeah. Hello?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I am familiar with some of this function. I know about Figma, I know Canva, I know a little of color, a little bit of it, just a little bit, but I know the Figma, Adobe XD, we can use that to get the same effect.
Okay, that's
fine.
Yeah, yes, very fine. And for this course, we'll be majoring on Figma, and because it's something very easy for every other people to catch up with. And lastly, I will say that UI designers, they major on the information gotten from users by UX designers. You know, these people have already made their researches. So these researches, this information they've gotten will help the UI designers to incorporate the needs, the expectations of the users into building a viable product. And I would like to share this idea. Like I said, when I started explaining what UI actually entails, it is the main purpose of having UI UX designers is to have a easy and enjoyable experience of any product you are trying to build, be it a website, be it a mobile app, and all that. Is for users to have to navigate easily and to understand what they're actually interacting with. I had an experience with one particular bank app, which I downloaded at first. And the first time I opened it, it was actually looking so clumsy. I don't even know where to go, how to make my transactions. So I just had to abandon that mobile app and start using my old, I won't mention the name of the mobile app, and start using my former bank app. So my main point is, when UI UX designers, they're trying to design products, our goal is to make things easy and enjoyable for every user, be it old, be it young. be it those people that are having disabilities, color issues, and all that. Our goal is to build a product, a design that they can easily interact with and have a good experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comfort, for that session. Now I feel like going to learn UI UX design. Yeah, I feel like joining your class too. But then, thank you so much. So if you're good with colors, arrangements, and all of that, I think you might want to consider UI UX. So going further, I would like to bring in our trainer, one of our trainers for mobile development, in person of Mario. Mario, are you on the call? I don't think I can hear you clearly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. So you have the floor, Mario.
Hello, everyone. My name is Obenema Rafenowo, and I'm going to be one of the facilitators for further development. While I speak, if at any point you can't hear me, please drop a message.
Yeah, I think right about now your voice is echoing.
Okay, give me a minute, please.
All right. I think some people are already changing their mind to switch over to UI UX design. So checking through the chat session, I see Audrey saying Comfort's explanation about UI UX is making it interesting. Yeah, UI UX is a very interesting course. It's a very interesting track to go into. And the possibilities are endless. The possibility ends where your creativity ends. So Mario, can we have you now? Okay. I think he's still trying to fix his audio. Right.
Please confirm you can hear me better now.
Yes, very much better.
All right, thank you. So, like I was saying, if at any point in time you are unable to hear me, please drop a message so we don't all speak at the same time. My name is Ogene Marafenogo, and I'm going to be one of the Flutter developer trainers throughout this period. We're just going to spend maybe like 5 minutes talking about what Flutter is and why you should actually consider learning Flutter. Now, Flutter generally is an open source UI framework. And by open source, I mean free. So you don't have to pay anything to get the tools you need to learn Flutter. So it's open source, it's created by Google to help us build cross-platform applications for Android, iOS, Linux, macOS, Windows, and the list goes on and on, because Flutter is actually a truly cross-platform framework. So it builds for everything, and you can do all of that from a single code base. So you don't have to write a specific code for one platform and then move to another. Now, Flutter allows us to build beautiful and very reactive applications. So there's a possibility that every single one of us on this call right now have at least one app on our phones that was built using Flutter, but we won't be able to tell, because when Flutter came in around 2017, actually officially started in 2018, it was seen as one of the new guys in the block, and many people were looking down on it. But right now, Flutter is doing really, really well in the industry. Now, why should you consider learning Flutter? Why should you consider a career in Flutter development? Now, one of the reasons is that Flutter is relatively easy to learn. Now, I'm saying it is relatively easy to learn because I won't be one of those people who tell you that it is easy, because the truth is it is not. But compared to many other frameworks and many other mobile application building tools, Flutter is relatively easy. And considering the fact that you can actually use the same code base to build for mobile, web, and even your computers, it's actually really, really interesting. And then you have the ability to do a lot more, with less. So,
program.
okay. So while I was learning, because I started off as an Android developer using Java programming language, which is termed to be one of the most difficult programming languages, right? And for me to actually achieve just one thing, then I had to write like 3 different files of code to do just one thing. But when I switched over to Flutter, I discovered that I was able to achieve the exact same thing with just like 3 lines of code. And I was wowed. That was one of the things that actually pushed me to continue learning Flutter and start using it. Also, Flutter allows you to build games. Now, for now, Flutter has not grown to the point where you can actually create 3D games, or you can create 2D games. So you can create your basic shooter games, your running games, and all of that using Flutter. And you can create games like Word Scramble, just like Pac-Man and games like that using Flutter as well, by using a package called Flame. Now, Flutter has an amazing and supportive community. So because of the fact that the Google itself is a big tech company that actually prides itself in training people, they also moved that into Flutter. So Flutter has people who are willing to actually help you learn the whole framework for free. If you go on YouTube today, you would see that there are so many resources teaching you Flutter. Some people have dropped 38-hour courses all for free because they're trying to grow the community. So the community is so amazing. If you have issues or problems you're trying to solve, you could simply Google and you get answers on Stack Overflow or even on Twitter, right? You can get answers because they have communities on Twitter, on Facebook, Slack, and even on LinkedIn. So wherever you are, you can bet yourself that there is a Flutter community waiting for you there. There are even WhatsApp communities as well that you can join. And then there is also good opportunity for Flutter developers. Now, big companies like BMW, Amazon, and Alibaba, and even more, I'm just trying to shrink the list so we don't go on and on naming companies, are currently using Flutter for developing in-house applications, and also others using Flutter for actual applications that they've put on the store for people to download. Some of the big tech companies in countries like Germany are also using Flutter. So Flutter is also making waves. That means there is opportunity for you. Now, the reason is because the framework is relatively new and many companies are running to begin to use Flutter because it is actually, like I said in the beginning, a truly cross-platform framework that can allow you build for different platforms from one code base. Now, what this does is it helps companies save money, and every company wants to save money. So companies are running towards Flutter, but right now there are not enough Flutter developers to actually go around. So if you're actually learning Flutter today, it means you are setting yourself up for an amazing future. And there are also startups all over the world, even in our country, Nigeria, that want to build their very first apps. Many startups want to build their MVPs. MVP, by the way, is minimum viable product. They want to use Flutter as well because it helps get the job done faster. So you see that by learning Flutter, you're going to be setting yourself up for an amazing world waiting for you in the future. So for any other details I will be getting, that will be given out when we actually get into the Flutter learning program proper. And for those who choose to join the Flutter program, well, we'll be waiting for you to actually dive deep into it. I can assure you that you're going to actually have an amazing time learning Flutter because not just me, we have other trainers too who are very, very knowledgeable and are willing to give in their best. As long as you're willing to learn, you're going to gain a lot from it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mario, for that insightful brief you're giving us about mobile development. Thank you. And we already have people who signed up to learn mobile development, and probably through what Mario has said and has enlightened us about, might still want to consider learning mobile development. Thank you once again, Mario. I think
you're welcome. Can I just say something, please? I just saw a question on the meeting.
Okay, on the chat box.
box,
Okay,
yes, and I would like to answer it quickly. So
Yeah.
Flutter actually uses a language. I think I was supposed to mention that, I forgot. Flutter uses a language called Dart, right, for everything it does. So unlike Android development, where you have to write your UI in XML and then write your reactive part in Java, for Flutter, everything is done in Dart. So all you need is your Dart files, and then Flutter renders whatever you need for all other parts. So even in writing for web, you don't have to write HTML files with Flutter as well. All you need to do is write your Flutter code, which is written in Dart, and then the Flutter engine renders into whatever you want to build for.
All right. So I see someone also asking in the chat box that can you change tracks? Of course, you can change tracks as of today. You can change tracks. So you can send an email to us or communicate through the chat and the Slack channel, and state your name and what course you chose before and your new option. Thank you. So in order not to waste our time, I would like to have our guest speaker, who is supposed to tell us about how our tech journey has been so far. So Grace, can we have you?
Yeah, thank you. And first of all, I apologize for earlier. And thank you everyone for having me here. And I'd like to appreciate Tech It Girls Executive for this opportunity to share my story. Because right now I feel so emotional, because if someone said it 3 years ago that I'll be speaking to a community of girls going into tech, I'll actually not accept it, or I would doubt it. So I'll be sharing my story. It's quite not a smooth one, but it's something I know we encourage everyone or anyone here, because I perfectly know that we won't all have this perfect story of I got a laptop, I had people mentoring me, and now I'm into tech. There are some of us that will go through the thing and think of it rather. Thank you. So let me start from the fact that I said earlier that about 3-4 years ago, I was not a computer literate. I could not even operate a computer. The best thing I could do on a computer was pause and play a movie. And probably someone has already helped me with setting it up. I can just play forward. There's this button that, okay, you can forward there, you can play it. Just because there was no exposure to having a personal laptop, or let's say a family laptop. But I got to school, I was able to scale through writing jam. They will just tell you, you can do this, you can do that, just press this button. And I was always scared of even touching anybody's laptop. These tech guys, while we're in school, that if I touch anything on their laptop, maybe to scatter everything, they've perfectly arranged. We know they do things, but we don't even understand what they do. All I know is that they carry laptop around, they carry their bag around. And I had this group of friends that we believe tech is not for everybody, not to talk of for girls or for ladies. So we used to believe that tech is for maybe guys or some people that I don't know how they got into it. And eventually I got into school with that mindset. I was not in any tech. I knew then that it was around, but I was not interested at all. It was very worse that at around my 400 level, I could not do anything. I had to enroll somewhere to learn computer training, basic computer training. And I remember I could not even attend because of shame. I was already close to my finals. I can't operate the system. I can't even on most of the laptop I touch. I will just have to tell someone, please, can you help me press the button to on this laptop or shut down? So fast forward to how I started, how I got exposed. I was a baker while I was in school. I'm still a baker. And I was very good at what I was doing then, very good that I take orders. So I was interested in customizing toppers for my customers. This happy birthday thing they put on cake. Then it was very expensive. They will charge you too much. How much are you getting on your cake that they will almost charge you for 500? So I was looking for a means to do that. Please, can you all hear me?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. So I was so curious about, okay, how do we do this topper thing? I want to do top. So a friend of mine just gave me a laptop that was just a desktop. So he already gave it out to someone. I collected it from the person and they did not need it again. So I could do anything at owner's risk on it. So I would just play around. I was able to install Photoshop through a friend's help. I was just doing topper majorly. From then, I was interested in creating beautiful things. So thank God for this strike that came. I am around 400 level. That was after my IT. This strike came and I could not go home. There was nothing to do at home. My cake business was not moving at all. People were not in school, but I stayed back in school. And then I was, there was nothing to do. I just picked up what I know how to do. So I started playing around Photoshop, watching YouTube videos, watching the courses online. There are some courses I would just run into and I don't know what I was doing. I would just start the course. I realized that this course is not even Photoshop. It's not even basic course. So I would drop it. I was just like that, learning a lot of things online. And then fast forward to my 500 level, I was just about that, just playing around, try and error on Photoshop. So fast forward to after my 500 level, I went for service and I was posted to somewhere in Ogun State that, even my cake business will not survive there because of the bad road. I could not even deliver cake. Before getting to where I would deliver the cake as spot. So I gave up on cake. I was just focused on teaching and coming back home to learn, to just play around, not even learning towards getting a job. I was just learning for learning's sake. And I remember vividly that as people started reaching out to me that, okay, we see that you play around Photoshop, you can do this, can you design for us? So at that time, I was volunteering for like 4 NGOs, I like 3 NGOs, 1 ministry like that. I was volunteering for them. I will create designs. Although in my mind, I know these designs are not beautiful, but they needed someone to just make something for them to display. So, and to give excellence, I had to reach out to mentors that, okay, I'm volunteering for these people. That's the place of being humble enough to give whatsoever you have, having the art to impact or to give whatever you learned or you are learning. So I was just willing to help others, and I was reaching out to mentors that, okay, I'm practically here, I can do this. How would you help me to move forward? I want to give these people excellent flyers. I don't just want to give them anything. And they were so glad to see that I've even started something already. Most people will even ask, we know you. How did you get here? How did you learn Photoshop? How did you learn graphic design? I was just saying I was playing around. I did not learn from anybody specifically, just resources online. So they were able to pick me up from where I was. They were glad to train me. And before I knew it, 1 year, 2 years after, or let's say months after, I was giving top-notch designs. I was giving them excellent designs. They were even glad. And if you check my LinkedIn profile, you will see lead designer of this, lead design. I was made lead design for 4 NGOs or 3 NGOs. Just because I was just offering service and there was no one else to do that. So I was the lead. In my CV now, it is there that I'm the lead designer for this and these people. And it has added to people even reach out on that basis of the fact that, okay, you volunteer for these people. That means you can even do more, you can offer more. So not to bore us or waste our time, I then remember that I saw, then after NYC, there was nothing to do. My cake was not still coming up and I could not brand, there was no money. So I was still on my Photoshop and volunteering. So at some point, I saw a post on learning video editing and I reached out to the person. It was not a prompt response. And after months, the person said, the organization said we can start a video editing internship. And the good thing and one lesson I would like you to pick from here is that when I said I was going to intern as a video editor, I could design. So I offered the organization my design skill without being paid for it. So I told them, okay, I will be offering this part of me for the organization. And over time, like after months of interning, my designing skill was even what I was offering more than the video editing I offered. And eventually, after my 6 months of internship, I was retained at the organization without even struggling or, because I was just able to give them what they wanted. There was no doubt about it. I was not the only one in the internship program, but I was retained. And the good part is, or the sweet part is that if you trace back my story, there was no point I enrolled somewhere to learn, except the fact that I picked up the internship program. So it was my first time sitting somewhere to learn. It was very strange to me, and it was not so easy. And I'm happy for you guys that you find a place to even learn, because I can't even trace the mistakes I've made, the parts I've worked in that I'm not supposed to have even worked, a waste of time. So being here is just a privilege. So the whole episode I've just said, or this whole story might be quite interesting, emotional, but there are some few points I would like you to pick in everything. I got the job. I did not even suffer the time of looking for a job around. The skill I picked up somewhere around school while I was in school was something that now became my job, something I can now do that I can earn. And the sweet part again is that now, I told you I'm a baker now. I'm earning somewhere. I can brand my cake business. I made my logo myself. I branded myself, and I'm branding myself without paying anybody else. So one thing you should know, that you can incorporate tech in whatsoever you are doing. That's where the name you can hear names like EduTech, MedTech, everything tech, incorporated in whatsoever you are doing. So I'm a baker, that's my side also, and I'm a graphic designer and video editor as my main job. So in everything I've said, I would like to first of all say that we want to have the perfect story, and there's no excuse for anybody. There's no excuse. There are courses you can take without having a PC that you can operate a laptop today does not mean three, and that you're in school is not even an excuse, because I was in school as well. So don't wait for the perfect time to learn, or the perfect time to pick up that skill. You can do it now. In Tech It Girls, I'm the graphic designer for Tech It Girls, by the way, and you can see the beautiful designs. Will you believe that this person that designed this thing did not really learn from any institute or sit under someone to learn? So it was just something I picked up, and I was so intentional about my learning. So that's another lesson to learn. Any platform you are learning from, be intentional about it. This is, people take free things for play, we are not paying for it. So be intentional about whatever you are learning. Take it as where I work now, I used to say that I like having a job like a job. You wake up in the morning to have the sense that, okay, this is what I'm doing. Don't just take it as something that where they are disturbing you to do an assignment, disturbing you to do. Many of us did not have that opportunity. So you have it now, be very intentional about it. Have an intentional approach for learning, learn, relearn. There are some people that can do something before. There's this thing I used to say, whatever you know, place it somewhere and learn, relearn, unlearn. You cannot merge whatever you've learned before with what you'll be learning. And another thing I would also like to say is that there's nothing you're doing now that you cannot incorporate tech. I think I've said that earlier. So we believe that you won't be left out. Don't leave yourself out. Nobody's leaving you out, and you have this opportunity. So don't leave yourself out. There's this power in participation. One thing I know that I do a lot is that even to the little things I do, I participate. Don't feel like, okay, you can say you're an introvert, but nobody is saying you are typing. Make sure you participate fully. That's where you can learn. I was participating in everything. I was volunteering, giving myself to everything and anything. Okay, we are looking for volunteers somewhere. Can you do it? Yes, I'm available. We can only pay 1,000 naira for data. Most of my volunteer, they are not still paying me a dime, and I'm still working for them. And what I'm giving them now, they don't even disturb me that much, because I've been able to bring people up to volunteer as well. So when you, after learning, there's this thing you can do. You can volunteer for people. Let your skills show for you. Let it speak for you. So that is all about my story. Let me check if I think I did not miss anything out. Yes, and the good part is, and another part is that, at my place of work now, I was appointed as the assistant creative head of the department, someone that could not operate a system for like 3 or 4 years ago. Now I can do anything and everything. Thank you for listening to my story. I believe this story will cheer someone up and will let you know that your background, okay, I'm presently at home and I'm glad I'm here and I'm speaking from here. Your background, there was no system in this house for years. We did not have access to it, but that does not limit you to what you can do. Don't please be intentional about learning. And I believe that at the end of this program, you'll be happy. And in the next few years, you'll be coming here to share your story of, okay, I listened to this person and I was able to do this and I'm waiting for your story. We believe that you can do it, so you can make it happen. Make it happen. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Grace, for that session. If you are motivated, unmute your mic and say, I can make it happen.
I can make it happen.
I can make it happen.
I can make it happen. I can make it happen.
I can make it
Thank
happen.
you. Thank you so much. Yes.
I can make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. All right. So key lessons by God.
Thank you.
All right. Let's mute our mic.
Me too.
Yeah. So key lessons that I was able to get from Grace's session is that you have to be intentional, and intentionality starts when you start recognizing that this is my present state and I need to change. I need a shift. And then you start taking steps towards it. The first step you've taken is to apply for this core training. And this is the second step, attending this orientation. And going forward is now for you to take your classes seriously, because we've gathered for the courses that are available, we've gathered experts that will be taking you through them. And so you have to be really, really dedicated to your classes. And Grace also mentions that volunteer, be out there. Start with that. Don't be after the monetary values you will gain. Build yourself first. Be exposed to real life experiences in whatsoever course you've chosen to learn. And we are actually seeking for volunteers, people that would be our class reps and our cohort reps. So if you would like to be a rep for your class, you can contact us through the Slack channel. Just drop your interest, just indicate your interest on the Slack channel, and then we'll pick it up from there. Thank you so much once again, Grace. You should not allow whatsoever limitation you have to stop you from chasing that dream you have. Because if you ask every one of us here, would have one or two things that are supposed to stop us from pursuing that thing that we want, but we are not allowing ourselves out. We are not allowing ourselves, to be stopped by those limitations. And as our slogan says, you can do it. You can make it happen. There's nobody that will help you. We've helped you enough to create a platform where you can learn from. We've helped you by, gathering these trainers all around to come and teach you. So, but it is still left for you to actually make it happen. So only you can make it happen. Thank you so very much. So we want to have our next trainer in person of Oni Olumide is going to tell us more about front-end development. So Olumide, you have the mic.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Olumide Oni, and I'm one of the facilitators for front-end development. So I'll just be giving you guys a few description of what front-end development entails. So Front-end development is basically the process of creating user interface and user experience of a website or an application. So it's all about interactivity, creating user-friendly front-end development websites. Front-end development basically bridges the gap between design and functionality, bringing ideas to life and ensuring that everything works seamlessly across devices and browsers. So like, as you all know, like when it comes to web applications, like let's say a site like Facebook, when you open it on maybe like Chrome or Mozilla, or like you see there's like a bit of difference in them. And sometimes when you open the same site on your phone. So basically you have to look at all these things when it comes to front-end development. So basically, front-end development has become a key component of any business organization, even for entrepreneurs, even people that like have small scale businesses like selling of bag shoes. They all have like their website where they can connect with their customers and build and develop a website. So basically, that's what front-end is all about, like creating websites that are user friendly and work across seamless devices and infrastructures. So let me just talk about the two skills that you need to learn front-end development. You need HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Those are just like the basic things that you need if you want to learn front-end development. So what's HTML? HTML is basically hypertext markup language, and it is like the backbone of any web page or application of any website that you open. So when you look at elements like headings, paragraph, images on websites, all these things are possible with HTML. It's like the building blocks to create a website or the foundation for a website. So CSS means cascading style sheet, and CSS is used to style and format the HTML elements, making them visually appealing. It enables developers to control the layout, the colors, fonts, visual aspect of any website or application. Like for example, when you open maybe Facebook or Twitter on the web, the colors, the headings, your profile, like all these things, the styling, the fonts, everything is possible through CSS. Maybe animations also on some websites, you see, everything is possible through CSS. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is JavaScript. So JavaScript is a programming language that adds interactivity and functionality to websites. So maybe, for example, you go to a website that contains a form where you have to enter your details or subscribe to a newsletter, and then you get something sent to your email. All these things are possible through JavaScript. So in addition to all these things, also, there are different frameworks and libraries and tools that you also need that are very popular, like Bootstrap, React, Angular, and Vue. But the basic thing that you need to learn front-end development are basically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, and we all know like technology is changing, and so is front-end. And so there are new technologies, there are new frameworks that come out maybe every year. So like, in order to be a front-end developer, you need to keep learning, you need to keep working and, like changing with technology as it changes also. So to wrap up, front-end development is just basically, creating interactive websites that are, that are dynamic and are user-friendly, easy to access, and everything just seems seamless when you're on the website. So basically, that's everything about front-end development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olumide. And I think your students are here and they're getting gingered already to come and learn how to develop a website and, to have different views. Thank you once again.
Feel free to ask any questions that you have.
Yeah, that will be after. That will be after. You can drop your questions in the chat box so that we don't waste too much time. And I would also like to mention that you follow us on our social media pages, which is Tech It Girls on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. So you can do well to follow so that we would, keep up with information and all of that. All right, so I would like to have our next trainer talk to us And okay, I don't know if Show is on the call to come and tell us more about data analysis. Show.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. Good evening. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, my name is Shaw Ajala. I'm a data analyst. So, actually, the reason why I'm laughing is because the last time I spoke with one of the organizer, I was told that data analysis is one of the most like the roles that most people really feel for. So I was very, very happy, and I can see some people saying, yeah, data analyst is there. So data analyst is one of the most sorted, like one of the most sought after job right now. Yeah, happy when I see a lot of people coming in for that role. You understand? So, but the thing that is that always maybe like one of the issue there is that most people doesn't what's it called? They don't follow through the journey to the end. They just start and they don't end it. You understand? So we just have a lot of data analysts in the market, like in the space, but at the end of the day, if you are going to say that okay, these are the data analysts, truly, we cannot even pick 10% out of the population. So, like every other person I've said, consistent, persistent is the key here for you to become a real data analyst. It is not, what's it called? It is not about I am a data analyst and at the end of the day, you cannot prove it. So, basically, what we are going to be learning on this journey, we are going to be learning two things, but we are going to be focusing on one of them, which is we have the technical part and the non-technical part of the data journey. Well, most people doesn't tell you about the non-technical, but you know, when you start working, that is when you know that this thing is very, very important. And when we're talking about the non-technical part, which is communication, logic reasoning, critical thinking, we have a lot of problem solving. You understand? You need all these skills. There are skills that you will need on your way, on your journey, because if not, you will have a lot of challenge, especially the communication. You need to know how to be able to communicate with people, with stakeholders, with management, with the users, with your client. So that is that part. What's it called? You need to learn that. So the major part of the learning that we're going to be focusing on is the technical part, which is what's it called? Learning the tools. You understand? We're going to be learning Excel, Power BI, which is the visualization tool. Then we're going to be learning SQL as well, which is the query language as well for those for those are the major tools that we're going to be focusing on. So that's all I have to say concerning the data analysis. But I would just try to encourage our students to be very, very attentive. They should, what's it called? They should make sure that they always come to class, because every class matters. Some people will say, there's recording. I will, what's it called? I will get the recording. Sometimes it is not recording. If there's recording, you can easily go to YouTube to go and watch it and get yourself on the track. But you know, there are sometimes that we need to be on the call, so that on the meeting, so that whenever there's question, you ask question, so that you'll be able to solve anything that was that be like a little bit challenge. So and also, well, I think I did not even mention what the data analyst actually does, or what are the function of a data analyst. So basically, the function of a data analyst is actually to help business. You want to solve problem for organization. We are here to come and give recommendation, to come and give an insight to what they call to a client. If you cannot solve a problem, then you are not a data analyst, because data analysis is not just about visualization. It's not about maybe on your social media, you're seeing dashboard, people post it. It is not about that. The last part of analyst is even the dashboard. You understand? You should be able to solve a problem, recommend a problem, tell your what's it called, stakeholder, tell the management that, oh, this is where the challenge this is my recommendation, these are the insights. And as a data analyst, you must be able to be fluent, you must be able to what's it called, your presentation skills, you have to improve on it. Your presentation skills, your storytelling skills, you have to, well, if you are the type of person that you are shy, as a data analyst, you have to, what's it called? You have to remove all those shyness. You have to be very, very bold as a data analyst because you need all these things along what's it called, along the journey. You understand? So that's all I would say. I would say that we should just we need to just be focused and make sure that if there is anything that you don't understand, you can always reach out. I am not the only one that is going to be taking us through the journey. I also have some one of my other colleagues, Toby, that is also going to be taking us. So we are not, I'm not the only one here. We are, we are here together to to give you guys the best. So now, if you have any questions concerning the data analysis, you can drop it, and that's all for now. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Valencia. One thing that struck me when you talked is that you have to be persistent. There's nothing good that comes so easy. You have to put in the work. So it is easy for us to have so many students at the start of this training, and you yourself will see when we continue with the training how the numbers will keep reducing. But as for you, you have to make efforts, you have to be determined, and you have to be persistent. Thank you so much, Valencia. So I would have the trainer, one of the trainers for data science, come up and tell us about what data science is all about. So Mariam, you have the floor.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Well, I will be talking to us about data science. In my line of field, I have seen quite a number of people being confused about the difference between data analysis and data science. So I thought I'd go through that today. And for that, I'd prepare a little bit of presentation. So kindly hold on while I have to share my screen. Could you allow me to do that?
Yes, please, you can go ahead.
Well, it's disabled. That's the message I'm getting.
Can you try again?
All right, good to go. All right, so I have this little saying when it comes to data science. I see data in, inside out. From the beginning, we've always known, we've always talked about computing, talking about what you give the computer is what it gives back out. We say garbage in, garbage out, but that is changing these days. So what is data science? Data science involves a lot of things that has to do with data. It involves gathering important data, especially data that cannot be processed by regular software or regular computers. Data helps you tell a story, and this story helps you answer questions and solve problems. So data is everywhere. Data is about people, it's about the behavior of people, it's about what people want, it's about information you can get from the environment, from conversations with people, or just from social media posts as well. And this data can be used to learn new things about new people. So I cited a few examples. I took an example of detective work. Say you're a detective. If you're familiar with 21st century detective movies, they do things, they gather information using fingerprints, video feeds. When I say video feeds, I mean feeds from CCTV. They take witness statements, social media footprints, and the likes. And what do they do with this data? They bring it all together, and then they are able to make the decision and say, okay, this is the culprit. This person did this, or this person did that. So the same thing happens with social media, with Instagram, with Facebook, even with Google. You whatever it is that you do online, most of our online activities are being tracked. So our social activities are being tracked out in a way so that they would be able to give us targeted ads and personal feeds. At the same time, this data could also be sold to marketing firms, you know, for them to help them grow their businesses. We also have recommender systems. These are examples of data science applications. We've got recommender systems. If you use Netflix or Hulu or Prime Videos, you would notice that there is this thing about, because you watched The Witcher, it gives you a list of other movies to watch. So what it does is it monitors your behavior, the kind of movies that you watch, the genre of those movies, and it's able to detect and say, okay, since you watched this movie, you would enjoy this movie. So, and data science is very important, and it can be used in different use cases. And the fashion use case, which we'll be seeing for the rest of this this presentation, use it in sports, you know, to predict whoever is win or whoever won't win. A lot of betting platforms do this. You see something like bet with this person and get sure odds. They've used previous data, the performances of each players, whether they are playing at home or away, and they're using it to predict who is going to win this competition. So the same thing happens with weather forecasts. You see forecast of the end of the month saying there's going to be an heavy rainfall. It's because they use the available data to predict what would happen in the future. The same thing with healthcare as well. So, but there are different steps in data science. The first step is data gathering. For you to be a data scientist, your skills start from gathering data. Where do you get your data from? You can get it from surveys. Surveys could be as easy as putting out Google Forms out there, asking people to answer some questions, filling some forms and the likes. You could get it for sensors. For example, weather forecast use sensors, stuff like thermometer or something that measures humidity, things like that. You could get your data from social media, web scraping, or even, a little bit of typing, or even video games. So for example, a fashion forward project, for example, I have a fashion firm, and to use this, I could take out surveys or monitor social media activities of people to help me get my data. Now, the next step is to clean your data. A lot of unnecessary things will come with your data. There would be errors when filling out forms, regular human error. There could be duplicate information or even unrelated values. Then the third step, which is very, very similar to data analytics, is data visualization. You use graphs and charts to show information about the data, and then it helps you make quick decisions from that. You say you've been selling your shoes and the sales has been dropping in a particular place, so you know, okay, maybe we should not make these shoes anymore for now. Let's put a pause on it, or let's intensify our marketing strategies so the sales will bump up back. So for example, like I mentioned here, our fashion forward project, it shows you're improving or declining fashion trends, so you know what to do and what not to do. The next step is your feature extraction. Of course, we're getting lots of information from your data. You also have to learn to know which of your data is important and which is not. For example, you could consider the age of the people filling your surveys, their gender as well, and maybe the weather at that particular time. But their favorite food or their favorite restaurants does not matter, and that could come with the data that you get. Then we now build models. Now, this is where the difference lies. In data analytics, you take a look at existing data. You'll be able to draw insight from it. What you can do is with your visualization, you can uncover some secrets that are not really open to regular naked eyes. You could see trends going up and down. It could help you make decisions. But in data science, you're trying to solve a problem. So you would be developing models, and this is where your knowledge of statistics needs to come in. You will be developing models that would learn from the data that you've gathered and help you make predictions or make a decision. So what data science does different is that apart from finding correlations in your data, it uses these correlations to predict the future. which is as seen in the recommender system. It sees what you've watched and then predicts what you would watch. Amazon e-commerce, Amazon app, what it does is it sees that today you bought a book, then the following day you bought another book. Then the third time is going to recommend for you to get a bookmark. A bookmark is the stuff you put between books. And then next time it's going to say, oh, you bought a book, you bought a bookmark. Why don't you get this wallpaper and this small wallpaper that fits in front of your reading table? And then you bought that as well. And then the next thing it tells you is buy this lamp. It fits well with the reading table. And then just like that, it keeps telling you to buy things that are related to everything that you've bought. Now, the idea of that recommender system is to help Amazon keep making money. And at the same time, even though you're spending money, help you get things that would make your life easier. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got books, you've got bookmarks, you've got wallpapers, you've got lamps, and then maybe you would even buy a reading table from them. So the idea, that's the idea of what modeling is. And that modeling is the main difference between data analytics and data science. So apart from visualizing, apart from reading insights, apart from being able to detect trends, you would be able to make predictions. Say, this person has this blood pressure, this person's sugar level is this. You would be able to predict that this person is at the risk of having, I really don't know anything medical, but let's say this person is at the risk of having maybe kidney failure or something in the future. So data science helps you learn what is important. Doesn't matter what field you're using it, you learn what is important, you learn the features that are very important to whatever you're working on, and then it helps you predict the future. And when I say predict, prediction is not always 100%. It could be wrong, prediction could be wrong, but most times it's right. So what are the career opportunities? One, you could work as a data analyst as well. You see, data analysis is just a branch of data science. So if you know data science, you know all of data analysis. Then you could work as a data scientist or a data engineer, a machine learning engineer, or a business intelligence analyst. Now, all those things are interconnected. The one who's different is, for example, data analyst and business intelligence analyst are basically the same thing. You do the same thing, just that in different environments. A data analyst could work in maybe medical field or in technology field, and a business intelligence analyst works with a business firm. They're doing the same thing, using data to bring out insights. Data scientists and data engineers are almost the same thing as well. It depends on what industry you're working in or what exact things you're doing. We would get into that further as the classes start. So what field requires data science? I can categorically say that there is no field that you won't be useful as a data scientist. If you have the skills of a data scientist, you don't need to be looking at just tech companies to look for jobs. You can basically apply anywhere to be a data scientist. In healthcare, for example, you know, if you've heard of it, there are people that call themselves data researchers in the health field. You see people that say they're looking for the cure for cancer, most of the time because to mix things together, to make chemicals together, it requires a lot of money. So what do? They do a simulation, which is data science. So they say, okay, we've got this drug and we've got this drug. This is the characteristics of the cancer cell. So let's pump in this into it, let's pump in this into that. So they create models to say, okay, if you pump in a number of products A, a number of products B, and a level of product C into this level of cancer cell, what happens? Does the cancer cell dies? No, it doesn't. So they go back again, replan. Okay, well, how about we increase the level of product A and decrease the level of product B? You know, things like that. Such things known as simulations are all data science. You could work in engineering firms as well. You could work in computing. That's really obvious. You won't be surprised. You should not be surprised if I told you could work in a law firm. This is another example of the first instance that I gave of a detective using different data to predict who corporates is. So the same thing in pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies and health and in hospitals, they are the same. Basically, they're looking for drugs that do something. So the same thing in social networks. You could work for companies that uses social media data to make business decisions. The same thing in literature. Would you believe if I told you that these days you could create a book from start to finish without actually writing anything? So these are data science projects. The same thing with marketing. I think I've explained that earlier. Business, yeah, and in accounting as well. Also, you could also work in space companies. A lot of employees in space companies are data engineers. You could work in places where they build nuclear weapons. A number of them are data scientists as well. So how do you start? You need to understand basic mathematics and statistics, which is usual for almost every coding career out there. But in data science, you're going to be doing a lot of statistics. Now, don't be afraid, because you're not going to be doing this step by step. There are tools that help you to do this, but you should be able to understand the main idea of statistics. So that would help you choose what method to use at one point in time. Then two, we would be learning SQL for database management. The reason why SQL is important is because a lot of data these days are not, a lot of companies have their data in databases. So before you could export your file to like a programming language or something, you need to be able to learn querying languages to, create reports. And export them in cases. So also would be learning the Python programming language and data science methods and tools, which is a given. Science programming language is, the Python programming language is the one thing you hear about when you talk about data science and the likes. And you take part in projects, you practice and you practice and you practice. Just like Gloria said, you don't stop. You keep doing it. Just like Grace said, Gloria, you keep practicing, you keep volunteering, you take part in projects. You do these things because when you keep on doing it, the more you keep doing, the more projects you take part in, the more you learn. Because there is no way that we could teach you everything. We're going to be teaching you modeling, yes, but we're not going to be teaching you all of machine learning models because there's so much of them. So now the ones that you would use would now depend on the type of problem that you have. So you have to learn some things on your own. Yeah, that's basically all. Thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you, Mariam. That was a session. And I feel like I'm a data scientist already with all the insights I've gotten. It was a really enlightening one. And truly, I really didn't know much about data science up until now. So thank you for the insights. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for making data science adorable, because I know a lot of people that have gotten, they would have gotten that vibe and they would want to change or look into going into data science. Thank you so much. And the possibilities also are really, really broad for the industries in which you can apply data science to. Thank you once again, Mariam. Yeah, and we are moving towards the end of the program, the orientation program. And I would like to talk about project management. Yeah, project management is the last course in which we would get more enlightenment about. And I will be the one telling us about project management. So in the chat box, you can indicate, give answers to these questions I'm about to ask. Do you as a person, do you feel like when you're placed in a place of 2 or more persons, you subconsciously take charge of activities. Let's say, even in the house, right? If there are events, if there are activities to engage in or with in the house, you kind of like take charge. You just want everything to be in place. You want everything to be on time. You want accuracy. You want nothing to go, to go wrong, right? And if at any point in time also you felt, you've had instances where you were put in charge of allocating resources, probably also at an event, and you were in charge of the foods and drinks and all of that, and then you were able to manage the participants, you were able to manage the environment very well. And let's say you're a kind of person that your friends will always consult whenever they want to do anything. As little as moving into a new space, they consult you that, what do you feel I should do? What do you feel I should do different? How do you feel this place should be like? What are the things I need to get and all of that? If you constantly find yourself in a position like that, it might be you possessing the skills of a project manager. So what is project management really? I want to know if I still have my audience. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So project management is the practice of planning, organizing, and overseeing the completion of specific goals and objectives within a set time frame, budget, and quality standards. So in simpler terms now, project management is just all about making sure that a project is completed within a time frame and within a budget, and to the satisfaction of everybody involved. That's how simple project management is. But as much as it sounds simple, there are skills you need to possess, there are processes you need to follow in order to get the desired results. It involves a variety of skills, including communication, leadership, problem solving, and organization. As someone looking into project management, you have to be really, really good with communication. Taking, for example, our training, right? We have lots of people on board, from our trainers to our hosts, to the organizers, to you yourself as a student, right? You all are resources, and we need somebody to always allocate us when necessary. So this training altogether is a project. And there are project managers that have been on board trying to put everything in place, making sure that we're right here on time. And this this orientation program happened when it was meant to happen, right? So for you to be a project manager, you have to be really good with communication. You will not say, oh, I don't like talking to people, I'm a reserved person and all of that. Nah, you have to be all out there as a project manager. And the thing is, so many people that you'll be working with, they would prefer different platforms for communication. So you have to be used to sending emails, your WhatsApp, your Twitter, Instagram, Slack, and whatsoever channels of communication the people you'll be working with would prefer. And also leadership. You have to possess that skill. You have to have your leadership skill. And Yeah, so project management can be applied to a wide range of projects, from building, construction, to software development, even to events planning. So your events are projects, your birthday events, your burial, wedding, they're all projects, and they need people to actually oversee them. So it means project management is actually a very valuable skill, and it is something anyone looking into taking a leadership role should go into. So to reiterate, project management requires a variety of skills, including both hard skills and soft skills. You need planning and organize. You have to be very, very good with planning and organizing. And that is for you to be able to create project plan, define project scope, break down complex tasks into subtasks and all of that. Then your time management, you have to be able to prioritize tasks, set deadlines, and manage your time effectively, so that when you set a time frame that, for this wedding, there's an already fixed date for the wedding, and you're taking it up as a manager, you have to, be able to prioritize your tasks so that, that set date will hold. And when you've told your customers, for example, that this product will be delivered to you by this time, as a project manager, you have to keep to that time, because that is what will give you credibility. So communication, like I said, you have to have strong communication skills to be able to effectively communicate with team members, stakeholders, and clients. Then leadership, problem solving. Yes, problems will always arise. Things don't normally go the way we plan. Even if you've had your concrete plan, you've had everything in place, you've talked to people can, mess up your plans, right? So as a project manager, you have to be very, very good with critical thinking and problem solving. And you don't need to worry. Even if you do not possess these skills, during the course of the training, we will take you through all the hard skills that you need and the soft skills that you would need in being an effective project manager. And then we have also the budgeting and financial management. You have to be really good with, sticking with budgets, managing and allocating the right resource to the necessary departments. And also risk management. You have to be able to identify and mitigate risk in your projects, and also technical skills. So depending on the type of project that you'll be taking on, you will be needing a bit of technical skills, which we will also expose you to softwares that you can use as a project manager to make your processes and your projects easy to navigate through. So I'll be one of your trainers for project management, and I hope to see you all in class. Thank you very much. So if you have questions, you can drop in the chat box, right? And yeah, I think that will be all for learning about our courses that we have. Thank you so much for being here. So now I would want to give one of our co-hosts the floor now to tell us how our training is going to be like, the modalities of the training, what you should expect, when the class will be starting, when the classes will be starting, or the classes for some people will be starting tomorrow. So your timetable will be shared in the Slack channel, right? Yeah. So I would hand over the mic to one of the co-hosts to tell us about how our classes is going to be. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, please. Good evening, everybody. I hope we've all been learning, enjoying ourselves, getting to know more about the track that we have chosen. And like you all know, you have till 11:59 tonight to change. That is the purpose of this orientation, to make you know and to have a proper understanding of what you've picked, because we open the floor to novice. So if we do have them here, we should orientate them to make the best decision, because we want the 3 months to count. You know, it's a privilege to be here, because for this training, we had about over 500 registered participants, and we selected about 200. Maybe for one or two reasons, some people are not here, some of them are watching on YouTube, but you are one of the privileged people that are here, and I really do hope that you take good use of this opportunity. I want to send a big shout out to all our trainers that are giving their time. Nobody's paying them for this. They'll be giving their time, their data. That is their time, their money, their resources, their skills, you know, and also to those that have even presented. Some of them didn't present, they are here. A big shout out to all of the people that will be involved in this training. We really do value you. Thank you so much. So in order to make all these their resources that they will be giving into this training to be effective, I would want to encourage you all to give your best into learning. One of the things we need from you is your time. I think the guest speaker said this, that even if you have a teacher, they won't open your head and put it into it. You have a lot of learning to do yourself. In the journey of tech, or even anywhere we find ourselves, we have to understand that we owe our learning. Your learning is your own. Nobody can really teach you learning, I say. You have to learn on your own. So please, the training will be for 3 months. And we're so happy to tell you that not everybody that is here today will graduate with us. We do not wish anybody, you know, evil, but at the end of the day, after every survey, or what do I call it, we cut out people that have not been doing well, because we want to be sure that everybody gets to the end. So I'll just be sharing the modality of the course for you. So we run for 3 months. Some trainings will run for 2 months on a stretch, while some track will run for just 1 month training. The second month, for those that will be doing 1 month training, the second month will be to for mentoring, whereas you have less time with your teachers or trainers or mentors, as the case may be. And then you spend more time learning on your own. They'll be mentoring you, guiding you. That's why Slack is very, very important. If you're not here on Slack, I mean, I don't know where you are, because conversations will just be rolling on Slack and nobody would have time to send emails like we have been doing. That is why we're telling you to all join Slack. And very soon, the Slack channel will be open to so many other people, but we are trying to accommodate Cohort 1 and get them into their proper channel before opening it up to people, because that is our community Slack. It's not only for this training. So it's better you go ahead on Slack, introduce yourself, so that when we start assigning people to their track channel, you will be assigned to the right channel. So that's the first information. So like I was saying before, the training will run for 1 month, some of the tracks, and then second month, you'll be having your mentorship section where you'll be doing self-learning. There's already a curriculum that will guide your learning process. And that's one of the privilege of this community. You learn from not just your trainers, you also learn from some of your I don't want to use the word classmates, but that is what it is, because some people already have maybe little experiences and they are here to learn more. So it's okay that you learn from them. So if you know something, don't keep it to yourself. Open up to people, teach them. There'll be assignments given to you. That's one of the things we use to evaluate. We check assignments. Just like Peace said, the project managers are like watching and seeing the way the project would go effectively. So how would we check in between to see that people are doing what they're supposed to do? So assignments, these are the things we use and pull people out of the program. We'll also use your attendance. Attendance is very important. It's particular at the end of every month. That's when we would do that survey, and then we have to like tell some people that, sorry, we have to take you out of this program, because we don't want you to drag the class back or maybe water down the effort of the trainers. We want them to see results. That is only what will make them happy. At the end of 3 months, if you're coming to present just a day like this in the next 3 months, we want every trainer here to be smiling and be happy that, you know, they've invested their time, money and everything into this, so that when we call them again, they will come. And we also hope that next cohorts and subsequent cohorts, people here in the next 1 year, you will be able to also be a trainer because you can apply what you've been taught. So these are the things we look forward to seeing from you. So the second month you have the mentorship, but by the third month, you're going to be having your internship / life project. So as it is now, we might not be able to get everybody on an internship role, but for those that we can't get on a particular intern role, they'll work on life projects that will make them look like they are working with people and for people. So you have group assignments, you have individual assignments, you have, so many things to do. It's going to be rigorous, but not rigorous for you not to be able to you can do it with your school activities, you can do it with your job, but it just needs that particular time for you. I mean, at least 1 hour per day, and maybe 2 to 3 hours if you have that time. It will help you know that you've valued this time. I mean, you want to look at yourself in the next 3 months and be grateful for the journey and not just say, oh, I wish I'd spent more time. I wish I'd taken the course serious. I wish I'd done this. So that's why we're doing all of this. That's why we brought somebody here to talk to you about the journey. It's not going to be easy. There will be so many things to, make you give up, but we'd just like to encourage you even at the start that don't give up. But if you have any challenge, you can always let the project managers know that, oh, I have to maybe step aside because of this and this, and maybe they'll have a plan for you. So these are the things that I expect of you. For those that will be having a 2-month training because of the peculiarity of the particular course they're taking, they will also be having their, the second month to be like training / mentorship, but they'll still be having more time in class as requested by their trainer. And then the third month, they would now have their life project / internship. So the life project to be that there will be a real life. For people that are in project management, I feel like they would enjoy this more because project is always everywhere. There will be so many other projects that will come up and they will have a lot of projects to practice with. Real life projects, and even this is a real life project that they will also get to practice with. But every other person, to data science, data analysis, web development, whatever you're doing, you also have the opportunity to work on life projects, work with great people. The people you're working with are people that have been in the industry for a while. So I feel you should also value the relationship. We've talked about our core values. We want you to respect all our trainers. We want you to, what will make them happy? What will make any trainer happy is that you're doing what you're supposed to do at the right time. They give assignments before your class, you're submitting, or even during the class, you're able to submit, to present. And also, so that the training will not just be a training thing, we're also going to create time for maybe like a monthly office hour call where we get to talk, people talk about what difficulty they're having and all of that, so that we would have a relationship. Of course, Slack is there. You can let anybody know, any of the, over time, people will introduce themselves, you know what role they are taking on the project, and you're able to reach out to them for whatever you have issues with. But for now, you can always use the email, and you can also use Slack, chat the Tech It Girl, and the person behind the scene will respond to you. And if you have been seeing a lot of people talking about Slack is not working on their devices. I've seen a lot of it on the comment here. I think I would just advise that you try to use the web version on your laptop, pending the time that you fix whatever is making it not work on your phone. It's working effectively on phone. I'm using it on my own phone, and I think a lot of other people are also using it on their phone. But phone and their compatibility. So if there's any issue, don't limit yourself, because like I said, information will be going there. We'll post the timetable there, and we expect that you see your timetable. Every track have different timing, and I would advise, I've seen some people also signing up for 2 tracks. If you don't want to overwhelm yourself and at the end of the day not get anything, I think you should just focus on one. There will be other cohorts, hopefully, and you can always come back to learn if you have to learn. But you don't have to learn everything. You have to just know one very well, and then over time you can now diversify into whatever you want to be. I think at this point, I don't have much to say again. I wish you all the best. I hope this journey will be seamless for you. I hope that's all you need, you'll get it. And then most importantly, in 3 months' time, you'll be happy with yourself that you took this bold step. So that will be all from my end. Thank you so much for joining the meeting.
Thank you so much to I hope all the information she said has been gotten. And please just find a way to join the Slack channel. Please, it's really, really important for you so that you will not miss out on anything. And once again, before we call it a wrap, we need volunteers. We need volunteers that will be our class reps, that's our track reps for each of the courses, and also volunteers that will be part of our cohorts, assistants and reps, right? So we need volunteers. So just indicate your interest in the Slack channel and we'll follow up from there. It's been an amazing time with you all, with our trainers, with our guest speaker, and I enjoyed myself. I got so many insights. I got educated. There are things that I had to unlearn and relearn once again. So we have officially launched this training, and please, in everything you do, just have it as your resolution that you can make it happen. Whatsoever you've decided to do, you can make it happen, and be persistent. It's not going to be easy, I would say. The journey is not going to be all, roses and all of that. So you have to be really, really persistent in everything you do. I hope to see you in the next 3 months and you will have another title to yourself. Say project manager this, data analyst this, and all of that. I wish you well in all of the journeys. Thank you so much for joining in. So classes starts tomorrow, and for more details, refer back to your Slack channel for that. Thank you so much. So would love to, if you have questions, we have to close this meeting by 6. Bear that in mind. So if you have questions, concerns, drop it in the chat box. Or if you have inquiries, drop it in the chat box. If you can't right now, because I would still like us to keep to time, right? So if you can't, you can also send your questions to this. I think it's time we start really engaging ourselves in the Slack channel, So I think we should direct all our questions to to the Slack channel so that everyone will see, and then we'll take it up from there. Thank you so much. Yes, a question from the chat box, right? Are we to make our interest known for volunteering on the training channel, please? That is where you should indicate your interest in volunteering on the training channel. You see different channels there, and later you would see a designated channel for each of the tracks there. Yeah. So, and as my course said, I think you should just join one track at a time so that you would not be overwhelmed with it. You will not be overwhelmed with all the processes. So because the way our trainers are going to engage you, you will not have the luxury of time to take up another course at the same time. So just stick with one and develop yourself in it. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing time with you all. I wish you all the best, and I hope you prosper in any course you've chosen to embark on. Thank you once again.
All right, everybody. Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.